Alrighty, so in order to create our tiled plane, what we're going to need to do is create a tiled plane, or in this case a tiling plane. This is kind of a neat little thing that Mudbox has as far as to create repeatable materials and textures. It'll actually even create a target for extraction, for extracting out the maps that you would want in order to bake this out, take it in Photoshop to be able to use it in whatever application you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and create a tiling plane. And while it looks like one plane, this is actually 4 planes. And you can see the 4 quads here, 4 quads here. This is really neat because if I go use the sculpting tool, you'll see that, and let's divide it up a little bit. Let's say 6, looks pretty good. Increase my brush size, and then, wow, dialed it down, way down earlier. Alright, so when I release, in some ways it's sort of like painting in Photoshop 3D mode. As I paint or sculpt, it's going to tile the effect across the canvas, okay, which reduces all of our tiling errors and things like that. Allows you to make seamless textures and seamless sculpting pretty easily. Alright, so what I'm going to do is turn this thing off, sticker up front view, and I want to go ahead and load in our image that I used. So I'm going to go to image browser and find my directory, and I'm going to grab my displacement bake, okay, which is going to be this guy. And I'm just going to go ahead and set it over to set stencil. Boom. And then when I come back to my 3D view, you'll see that the stencil is already set up for me. Okay. Now all I have to do is I can rotate it, scale it, position it about how I want to, figure out what size bricks I'm kind of looking for here, and just kind of move it over here, something like that, and then just come in and paint. Okay. This is one thing about it, when you bake it out, make sure you space them out, or else you'll end up getting your other bricks, and you may or may not want that. So there we go. There's say brick 1, and you can see how it's already created a nice kind of tile going on there. So what I can do now is, again with S, I can kind of come down here, create kind of an offset, and then paint another brick. Okay, and then come back in with S. Maybe I want to make, I know it's a corner piece, but let's make this one a little larger. Say maybe it'll fit in here. Depending on what you paint on and don't paint on, or using different stencils, you can actually create a nice combination of blocks. So let's see if I can fit. This is a different variation. Go ahead and kind of fit it down like this. Really neat thing is I'm doing this sculpting here with just the mouse because of the way that stencil's set up, being the displacement map. It's just basically copying. So don't have to have any pressure sensitivity, and I'm already getting some kind of neat looking sculpted results. Very, very useful. And then let's rotate this around like this. Go ahead, maybe make this block a little bit bigger, and these two will be kind of stacked with each other. Kind of a neat look. Right. So then that works there, and then maybe for one last block, let's make a small guy. Just kind of fit right there in the middle. Right. Wait, he's the exact same as the other one. So let's undo that, drag it down to the alternate brick, and paint it on. See, real simple. All right, I could actually divided this up, maybe gotten some more detail out of it, but as you can see, these are full-size bricks into the wall, and I can now, using the object list, using the exact same thing we did before, create an extraction target and get that out of there. I can actually come in, and one of the things I've done is added a second plane to it, to be the mortar. That way I can kind of control the depth a little bit better, and then do a bake off for those. But ends up working pretty well. Test it with the ambient occlusion, and you can see we get some nice kind of casting, some good kind of detail and depth in there, that we can use to make some pretty neat looking texture maps and things. You can already also tell that, you know, you're going to get some good normals off of that as well. Okay, so in order to make all that happen, again, all I have to do is go to render, and let's go to extract texture maps, do a new operation. Let's go ahead with normal map this time. Add all, make the target our target, and our source model being our tiling plane, and yeah, hit it. Go ahead and call this one brick tile norm. PNG should be just fine, and go ahead and I'll go ahead and crank that up to 8x. Extract. Pretty quick baker too. Alright, so extracted, and you can see right here is our normal map. Okay, perfectly tileable. You could pop that on anything, and you shouldn't have any seams showing on. You can do the same thing for your ambient occlusion. Do a two-tone or something in order to create a mask, and to be able to mix materials and things like that. So real quick, easy to use process for creating tiling planes and rock textures and all that kind of stuff. Enjoy.